Hello, good evening, buenas tardes, and welcome back to our Eurovision podcast. As you can see, this is a special edition because I, Jana, am the one who's hosting today, and that's because the International Women's Day is right around the corner. It's Sunday now, and we had another week full of new Eurovision entries. So today we'll be talking about the songs from Germany, Iceland, Netherlands, Cyprus, Moldova, and Serbia. So we have many songs to cover today. But before we come to the songs, I want to introduce you to my special guest of this episode. She's probably one of the most classy and elegant members we have. Always looks stunning during the press conferences and during the after parties. She hosts many live streams, reactions, and interviews, and she is a longtime member of Eurovoxx. So you've probably guessed it already. It's Clara from beautiful Spain. Hi, Clara.
Hi! I love this introduction. It's like so flat. I feel so flattered. Thank you.
Aw. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
I'm good. I'm good now. Even better that we are about to talk about Eurovision for a very long time. So I'm
Yes,
excited to do this.
always lightens up the day. Yeah.
Definitely.
So you've been a long time member, and I think you've also followed Eurovision a long time. So do you remember your first Eurovision ever? What year was
Yeah,
it?
the first Eurovision I ever watched was 2002 when Latvia won. Oddly enough, now I'm living in Latvia, so I guess that was a fun wink from the universe. Who would have guessed? And yeah,
Maybe.
Marianne won with I Wanna.
Oh yes, that was an interesting year for sure.
Mhm.
Do you have any other songs from that year that you really like or that stayed on your mind?
Actually, yeah, Seventh Wonder by Ira
Yes, that's
Losko, I think, and Light a
Mhm.
Candle. It was Israel's song. And I remember
Yeah.
I was really angry. I was 11 at that time, but I was really angry that Latvia won because I didn't think the vocals were so good. I was thinking it's just the show was good, like the staging was good because of course being 11 I didn't understand what show business was about. Now as a 31-year-old I can see like the mastery of that performance, but as an 11-year-old I was so angry. And I remember I had a babysitter that night and I was complaining to her because my parents weren't at home, like, but this was not the best song, this blah blah blah, this blah blah blah. And she was like, like she's like it's show business.
Yeah, that's so interesting to hear because for me it was kind of similar. I mean, I was a bit younger than you, but when I was listening to I Wanna for the first time, I think on Spotify, I was so confused at this one. I was like, okay, the song's kind of weak. Then I was watching the performance later and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool what she's
Mhm.
doing. Also with the dress and everything going on. It's really advanced for 2002 as well, like kind of modern. It's also a bit timeless in my opinion. It's still not one of my favorites, but I do understand why she won. Yeah.
Yeah, same. And I think that at that time, playing the man and playing the woman at the same time was very, very interesting, especially coming from
Definitely.
Latvia.
Oh yeah. But do you have a favorite Eurovision song? Do you have like an all-time favorite? I know it's a really
Yeah,
difficult question.
this is easy for me. It's Wild Dances
Oh,
2004 by Ruslana.
oh,
That's my
love that
favorite,
one.
favorite Eurovision song.
Yes, amazing choice.
Mhm.
I'm listening to this song still like every week, and it's so good. Like the studio version, but also the live performance. I love both
Mhm.
so much. The song is so good. Also, Roslana is an amazing artist. I think
Yeah.
I totally get that decision. Yeah, it's amazing. But do you also have a guilty pleasure, like a song that's not really quality-wise maybe a good song, but you still love it because it's so catchy, for example?
Yes, Llámame by Urs, Romania this year.
Oh,
That, but that would be a recent one. I guess another song I really really like is Sertab Erener, Every Way That I Can from 2003, the winner. That's
yeah,
really
that one
good.
actually won.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Yamame is such a good song. It's such a feel-good song. I'm always so happy when I'm listening to that
Mhm.
song. And the performance, oh my God, he's a good dancer as well.
Yeah.
He was so good, I think. He deserved much better placement. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
amazing.
but he's doing he has now a fantastic career in Spain and he's doing
That's
really
true.
good. So I think
Yeah,
if you don't win Eurovision, it's not so much of a problem. If you don't get inside the top 10, also, it's not so much of a career defining moment, I would say.
absolutely. Yeah, I think he also released some Spanish songs in the
Hmm.
past. So yeah, it's really interesting to follow his career. So I would say let's move on to the chosen songs. We had one small Super Saturday yesterday
Mhm.
because today is Sunday. 3 songs were chosen yesterday. We had one national final on Friday, 2 days ago, Germany. And then we had 2 internal selections. So I would say let's start with the internals. And the first one would be the Netherlands. We have Mia Nicolai and Dion Cooper with the song Burning Daylights.
I'm sorry, I'm just human. I'm losing myself while chasing highs. I'm burning daylight.
I really like it. I think I heard it for the first time on Spotify because I have the Eurovision playlist and I just spent hours painting because that's my job outside Eurovision. And suddenly this came and I thought immediately this must be the song from the Netherlands because I think Duncan Lawrence was involved in it, and I can hear his like signature there. Like you can understand this is a Duncan Lawrence production. I'm not sure if it's on the melody of the vocals or like the songwriting. I just love this song. For me, this song will do good regardless of Eurovision.
Yeah, that's super interesting to hear because I have mixed opinions about this, and I know many friends who love this song so much it's in their top 3. And then I have people who hate it, like it's in their bottom 5. So it's very interesting to see. And yes, I think the song was co-written by Duncan, as you already said. And I think you can tell by the melody and everything. It's really emotional, it's really deep, this song. Also, the title, Burning Daylight, it's like something completely else. I haven't heard that title before in any song. So that's really interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to watch the video as well. It's very emotional. For me personally, I can't really connect to that song yet, but it might grow on me because objectively, it's a really well produced song. It's good. I understand that people love it so much, but yeah, I think I need to listen it a few more times probably.
Yeah, for me, it's the lyrics. I'm really big into songwriting. Not that I do songwriting, but I pay a lot of attention to to what the songs are, to the lyrics of the songs, and what they're describing or talking about is like I think this enchantment of young adults where they don't believe in mm, God anymore, as the lyrics say, and like there's a underlying pessimism that I feel today's young adults, they're ridden with
Mhm.
anxiety, and also not only the young adults but people in their 30s, and what you see on Instagram all the time is like sarcastic posts about living with anxiety. And
Yeah.
I think it's a very good portrayal of how this new, like the modern society is actually feeling.
That's a really interesting way to see it. I've never seen it like that before, but it makes sense. And I also think the song's kind of hopeful. It gives you hope
Mhm.
in a dark time. So it's also a bit uplifting as well, even though it's a bit
Mhm.
sad and emotional.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's really interesting. And then the song is in the second half of semi one. What do you think? How will they do in the semi-final?
I think it's going to be up all about their staging, because if it has a staging like the Common Linnets or Duncan Lawrence, like simple and dark, I think that can go quite well. The Netherlands has a great trajectory of performing or like placing in really good positions if they do this kind of staging with a heartfelt song.
I think so too. I mean, yeah, we had the common in it, also from the
Mhm.
Netherlands, also a duo. It was also emotional and very intimate on stage. That was
Mhm.
amazing. I've never listened to the studio version, even though it's a really good song, but the live was just so captivating. It was so good, in my opinion. If they pull up something similar, that would be amazing, as you already said. Maybe something foggy as well, like dark, foggy, and them together, intimate. That would be great to see. Then again, it's a really strong semifinal. Semifinal one is going to be the bloodbath. So I'm not sure if they would qualify. Then again, they are standing out because it's more of a ballad. It's a bit slower. We don't have that many ballads this year. We mostly have rock songs actually.
Yeah.
So they are standing out. So I think they could actually qualify. Yeah, I think we need to see the live performance because we only know the music video so far. But I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what you said, and it's very interesting that the choices of songs that are coming out this year.
Definitely, yeah. It's so diverse
Mm-hmm.
again. That's what I love about Eurovision. There's so much diversity always.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say we move on to the second song that was released one day after Netherlands, and it's Cyprus. We have Andrew Lambert with the song Break a Broken Heart. And Andrew is from Sydney. He grew up there, but he was born in a Greek Cypriot family. That's why he's representing Cyprus this year. And he might be familiar for many people because last year he was part of Australia Decides with the song Electrify. He did quite well. I think he got 6th or 7th in the end. And he also know Voyager already, so they will meet again at Eurovision because they both took part at Australia Decide last year. So yeah, what do you think about that song? Do you like it? It's completely different to the Netherlands, so
Yeah, I like it. I don't dislike it. Let's put it this way. I don't dislike it. I think it's really correct. There is nothing to dislike about this song for me personally. But and I enjoy it very much when I'm walking or like doing my errands and I have like the Eurovision playlist on. I just think it's not super original. It's nothing we've seen before. I think the Netherlands is way more original than this song. This song is more generic, but it's very enjoyable. I think the performance, I probably is going to have like a choreography and dancers and so on. I think it's going to be very correct, and I love that it's placing Cyprus away from the formula that they've been following these past years of like a female and a bob.
no silver dresses.
No silver dresses, no silver dressers. Well, maybe he wears one.
Who knows? Yeah, no, I do agree. I totally get your opinion. I think it's a really dynamic song. It's again well produced, but also it's not one of my favorites. It does not really stand out for me. I know he's great live. Last year he was great in Australia, so I think he can pull off a good show, also with good vocals. So that would be great for that song. He definitely needs a choreography. Like he has to do something on stage because it's an up tempo song, kind of. So yeah, maybe some dances. I think he's also able to dance, so maybe he can do something more energetic on stage to bring over the message of the song. Yeah, I would like to see that, something like that.
Yeah, I agree. That would still fit a little bit into the the Cypriot formula, but it's really interesting to see it on a man.
Yes, this time we have a male. I think the last time was 2020, but he didn't make it to Eurovision.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting. And he will perform in the first half of Semi 2. Do you have any thoughts on that? How would he do? Maybe?
I would say his chances of qualifying are not guaranteed so far, based on just the studio recording, and because right now it's not the most interesting song of the competition.
Yeah, I do agree. I have also seen the odds like just now, and I think he's on place 26. That's not the best position, but he definitely has chances because there's much to do with the song on stage. He could pull off a great show. We don't know yet. We only have the music video, and that's obviously completely different to a live performance. So we can't really judge. But I do agree with you. I'm not sure if he will qualify. There's the option though. So we will see. We will find out. And then we have the next song, which is also our first national final of last week, and that's Germany.
Oh.
So I'm from Germany because for me it was really excited to watch it because there are so many controversies because of one other participant. It was Ike Hüftgold. I don't know if you watched it, but yeah, some people were not happy about it. Let's put it like that. But the actual winner was Lord of the Lost with the song Blood and Glitter.
Blood and glitter, sweet and bitter. We're so happy we could die. Blood and glitter, saint and sinner. We do fall before we ride.
And that's certainly a very interesting song. Do you like the song, Clara?
You know the song Blue Jeans and Bloody Tears by it sounds, for me it sounds very similar. It sounds like the lyrics were written by the same IA the same artificial intelligence, because it's like blood and glitter, sweet and bitter, like blue jeans and bloody tears. I don't know. I was listening to it and my first thought was like, okay, this is a metal band that has watched Eurovision or has some knowledge of what Eurovision is and have written a song with lyrics to appeal to the Eurovision audience, to the mainstream Eurovision audience. But I actually I enjoy it. I'm not sure if I like it or dislike it, but I enjoy it. So I've watched the national performance and it's something. It's something.
Do you think it's an improvement in comparison with the years before, what Germany sent?
Yes, because this one has a defined personality. You may like the personality or you may not like the personality, but you are not indifferent. This is the thing. Germany has finally sent something which doesn't make us indifferent.
Yeah, absolutely. In the last years, I think no German person could stand behind the entries because they were just radio friendly. There are also so many complaints by German people because the radio channels only chose radio friendly songs, so they could send them, but no one else liked it. So we could not really stand behind our entries. I think this year it's a bit different because the televoting, like they wanted this song to win and they gave it the most points because they won the televoting. Ike only got second place, which is pretty good, I think, because I'm not sure how well he would do at Eurovision. I don't think he would do well, because I was like checking the odds and international comments, and no one liked it. And then again, there are some racist problems as well. So I'm very happy that Lord of the Lost won this. And they're actually the pre-band of Iron Maiden, I think. So they are already quite big international. They are touring Argentina, I think, right now. Well, not right now, but in the next weeks, I think. And so they're very international. Also, the Finnish people absolutely love them. They gave 12 points. The jury gave 12 points to them. The only 12 points they received from the jury. So that's quite big. But Finnish people love rock in general. So I was not too surprised. I was still very happy though. And yeah, it's great that they got so much international recognition. That's really good for the televoting as well, even though we're already in the final. But it always helps. Especially, I'm not sure how well we would do the juries this year because this song is a bit edgy, maybe. It's metal rock, kind of. So I'm not sure if the juries are going to like this one, but it seems like the televoting loves this, so that's great.
I love the red costumes too, like the super tight cat suits. I want one for me.
Yeah, they look pretty cool as well. They definitely stand out in another way. Then again, I was thinking how well they would do in the final because we have Australia as well. And they are also going into the similar direction, also rock, maybe a bit of metal rock. I don't know. What do you think? Are they too similar?
That's a great question because we do have a lot of bands this year. So
Yes.
eventually a band is going to cancel another one. And it's true that Australia and Germany have similar sounds, yet I think Australia is more approachable to the general public. But if you are a hard die metal fan, you're going to be probably more drawn to Lord of the Lost. And then we have Finland, which is also like a cocktail of everything, but there's also metal in it. And yeah, we also have San Marino, which is sort of rocky.
Yeah, and
And
Latvia.
Latvia.
More.
And
So many rocks.
and Slovenia is also banned.
Oh, yes.
But
indie rock.
yeah, but that's a different sound. So yeah, I think that it's a very valid question if Australia is going to cancel Germany or it's going to be the other way around.
I mean, to be fair, Australia has to make it into the final first because they are not automatically qualifying. But I can see them qualifying because in their semi-final, they're definitely standing out. Germany is already in the final, so it's only about the final, I guess, then.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. I think I was watching the odds and also listening to people, and they all prefer Germany, I think. I think Australia is a bit more edgy as Germany. And I feel it's also a bit more forgettable, I personally feel. I don't know. I know people like Australia as well, but Germany is just stuck in your head. Like the chorus is on my head all day. I already forgot about Australia, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the song Australia.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. I think Germany also visually is way more striking. They definitely they make images hard to forget, like the long blonde hair and a very tight red glittery cat suit, and I don't know, the muscly yeah, speedo, that could be the next. And the muscly guitarist, and I don't know, it's yeah, I think visually they have an appearance. They have a stage presence that maybe Australia has, but Australia's stage presence as of now, it's way more calm than Germany.
That's interesting to hear, yeah. Because I remember Australia's performance last year. I think it was Dreamers. They pulled off an amazing show. They were really good live. I would never listen to the studio version, but the live version was so good. So I'm a little bit afraid about this year because I think they will be great as well, and they will qualify. So I guess we will just have to wait and find out and see how they are gonna do in the final.
Yeah, because they're probably, for me, they're qualifying hands down. Australia's qualifying this year.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. All right, so now we're in the middle, and I would suggest a little game with you, Clara.
Ooh.
It's a new game because I think Harry was playing the same game, which is also super interesting because you can see the ranking between the different people. I want to try something new now. So we have 5 songs where I only play the beginnings, like the first 2-3 seconds, to make it a bit more difficult. And then you have to guess the song and the year.
Oh God.
Do you think you can do it?
Okay, I can probably guess the song, the year. That's something. Okay, I'll give it a try.
You can do it. You can do it. It's only songs from the 2000s and until 2021. Yeah, 22. 22 is the last one. So you can definitely make it. There are no older songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the newest is 2007.
Okay.
All right. I would say give it a try. And here we go with the first song.
Okay, I know this is Molitva, Serbia, 2007.
Yes. Yay. Perfect. Yay. Yeah, she was the winner of 2007. Do you like the song? I think it's a masterpiece. It's absolutely amazing, stunning, and timeless. I'm a big fan. What about you?
I like it very much. It wasn't my favorite of that year, but I understand very much why it had to win. For me, it was very impactful to see a woman. At that point, we didn't have they. They wasn't a pronoun that existed. And female that strove so far from what beauty and the beauty standards were. So I really liked it, especially like put in comparison against the very beautiful backups or like traditionally beautiful backup singers that she had. So yeah, for me it had to win because the message was important.
Yeah, definitely. What was your favorite song then, if this was not your favorite?
Dimitri Koldun, Work Your Magic. For
Belarus. I love that one. Work Your Magic.
My teenage crush, I had such an obsession with that guy.
Oh, no, I really like the song. I like pops in general, so there's no surprise. Okay, let's go for the second song. I think this is a little bit more difficult. Let's see.
Just singing softly in the night.
Okay, this is Iceland, Jonsi and Greta.
Perfect.
And the year. Oh, the song is called Never Forget.
Yes.
The year, I would say 2009, 2010.
Close. 2012. The year of Victoria.
Okay.
Yes, good job. Yes, I think it's an amazing song. Yeah. It represents Iceland very well. It's typical Nordic, in my opinion. Also, the music video and the snowstorm. I found it very powerful, and I still love the live performance. Do you like the song? Did you have another favorite?
No, I really like the song very much, and I think Greta with her violin, it was really she made a really powerful image there, and they have a great chemistry. And Jonsi is a very powerful performer. And he was a returner, so it was very interesting for me to see what he could bring again.
Yeah, actually, both of them. I think he was in 2004. Yeah. I love this song so much, the beautiful ballad. She was also back in 2017. I think. She didn't qualify though, but it was a nice song, I think. All right, let's move on to the third song. It's a very popular song, I would say, also outside Eurovision. You will see.
It's France, If I Were Sorry. And the year, wow. It was.
Give it a guess.
The thing is, it was after 2014.
Yes.
But it was before 2016 or 2000.
Before.
It was in 2016. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because my ex-boyfriend that didn't like Eurovision, he used to listen to it like a remix, and I remember turning up to him and said, "That's actually Eurovision."
I know. I remember that back then it was on the radios everywhere, also in my country. Maybe it's the
Yeah,
same
because
for
we
you.
were living in Germany. That's why he was
Oh
listening
yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
okay, makes sense. And my friends were listening to that song. I was like, yeah, it's Eurovision. They were like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. Yeah, he really made
Yeah.
it with that song. It was really famous
Mhm.
here. I am not the biggest fan, but it's good that he became so successful with that song.
Mhm. But I could see why Germans liked it. It's very German to the German
Yeah,
taste.
it's very friendly. Yes. Okay, the next song is a bit different.
Mhm.
I think you will remember it because it's not so old, it's quite new, and it's quite similar to some songs this year from the genre at least.
Double Urs is no, sorry, it's W, no, it's AWS Aus, Hungary.
Yes!
Vislet Yar, that's 2018. And
Oh,
I
perfect.
loved those guys, and they were so much fun to interview. Like, I hated
Mm.
them the first interview until I got their humor, and then we were friends forever during
Oh my
the
god.
Eurovision. And Urs, the singer, passed away, and that was very very sad because he was a great person to interview, and he was very friendly.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I love them so
Mhm.
much. Richland, yeah, it's one of my favorites of that night. So good. They deserved a
Mhm.
better placement in the final because they were amazing. They pulled off an
Mhm.
amazing show, in my opinion.
Fun fact:
Yeah.
one of the guitarists still watch my Insta stories.
Ooh, Clara. Oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
So now we come to the last song, and you will definitely know this one. You will love it. You will recognize it from the first second.
Llegó la mami, la reina, la dura Chanel, Spain. El mundo está
Yay!
loco con este body.
Yes, La
Chanel,
Reina
Spain, 2022
last year.
last year.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
you managed to guess every single song. And yes, Chanel was obviously the last one because I think we both love her a
Mm.
lot. She's an icon. She was amazing.
Mm.
But when we talk about Spain, do you also like Ea Ea from this year? Because it's a very different song compared to last year.
I personally don't like it because I don't gravitate. Like, I, as an individual, I don't like it. But as
Hmm.
a person that engaged in entertainment industry, I think it's a great song. I think it has a lot of potential. It's going to attract a lot of interest, and visually she does something amazing on stage with her sonography. So I'm very happy that this is the song that came out of Benidorm Fest this year.
Mm. Yeah, I think it was the best choice. I would not listen to the song in the studio version on
Mm.
Spotify, probably. It would not do anything for me. But the live,
Mhm.
wow, that elevates so much. It was so artistic. It was, for me, it was pure Spain, like for a foreigner.
Yeah.
For me, for you, it's totally different. But it was so ethnic for me, and the flamenco
Mhm.
elements. Oh my God, I love it. I love the live performance. It's not my first place, but it's quite high in my top. I'm not sure how other people would think about it. I think you either love that song or you hate it. Because I have so many friends that hate this song so much because they don't understand it. But the others, like for example,
Mhm.
Twan from our group, he's obsessed with that song.
Oh.
Yeah, there are many different mixed opinions about that one. I'm really excited how she will do in the final.
Yeah, for me it's hard. I can't be objective. It's really hard to see because um, I can't shake the feeling that it's like a home song. Like, it's like a
Hmm.
traditional song mixed with it is the mix is really well done with like the modern elements. But I'm not impartial because this is like I don't know. It's like probably from what's the typical German sound, like a Schlager.
Oh no, only for the old people.
Yeah, but like
Probably just radio friendly songs.
Yeah, like I don't know, something very typical mixed with like a remix of a typical song. But
Yeah, yeah, I see that. I get that. All right, now I would say we move on to the second half of the songs. We have three more songs to discuss, and the first one is
mm,
Moldova. That was only yesterday, it's not even a day ago.
mm,
And I think they chose a great entry. We have Pasha Parfeni again with Soarele și Luna.
mhm.
Soarele, soarele, soarele și luna Nopțile, nopțile, nopțile cu luna Soarele, soarele, soarele și luna
So it's a very up-tempo song, and I don't know. There's a fun fact. He's the former lead singer of Sunstroke Project.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. And yes, he might be very familiar to many of you guys because he was already at Eurovision in 2012, where Loreen was as well. So they might meet up again. It's yeah, maybe she might win. So he was performing Lauta and he came 11th in the final. So he did pretty well. So I'm wondering how well he will do this year. And I personally prefer that song to Lauta. What about you, Clara?
I think that I need to watch it on a good staging and with a good sound, because I just seen the national performance and the quality is really not good. Sorry, Moldova, the quality is not the best. But I'm very, very happy to see Pasha back, because I really like all of his productions. I love his Lauta one. I like how he produced Aliona Moon's song, and like the songs he's written for Moldova for other artists, I really like. So I think the national performance does not do justice to the potential of the song. Visually, it's very interesting so far. I like these very ethnic songs with like with the deer horns. Anthems, I think they're called.
I think so.
Yeah, and the drums. I think the camera work could have been better in the national final, because it would have been really nice to see Pasha moving at the same time as the drummers, or like have that shot be longer. But I am very much looking forward to see how that looks on like a proper staging with proper sound engineering. And there's a gnome with a flute.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot to improve, a lot to work on when it comes to the live performance. I think he's aware of that as well. He can definitely be great on stage. We saw it in 2012 already. So I think it will be better. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, the production will be completely different. But as a song, I really liked it. It's folk, pop, ethnic, also a bit of techno. So it makes it a bit more modern, like a modern ethnic pop. I love that. That's something different from Moldova this time. I mean, last year, okay, they also stood out. Definitely, it was also very ethnic, but
Different.
it's a bit different for everyone again. So it's always really interesting to see what Moldova is saying, because I feel like they don't really care about other people, about their opinion. They just send what they want, and I love that. I'm here for it. And they do very well at Eurovision, actually. Last year, even top 10. So maybe he will reach the top 10 again. Who knows?
Yeah, I really find Moldova so fascinating as a Eurovision country, because they just send, as you mentioned, like really a variety of different genres, and they're not afraid to try different approaches. It's yeah, I'm thinking of Natalia and Sugar and that Kirkorov production, and then Dore Dos also was a Kirkorov production. But and then how they go on their own without that financial help, it's also amazing.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Oh, as you said, Natalia, I remember this 4-hour pre-show where they revealed the song. That was iconic. Oh no.
Yeah.
But now we have 2 songs in Romanian this year. I think that's amazing. I'm not even sure if we ever had that before. So that's really cool. I always love when they sing in their native language, when it's fitting to the song.
Yes.
It's not always good, but in this case, I would definitely say yes. And he will perform in the second half of Semi 1. So a very difficult semi-final. What do you think? How will he do? Will he qualify?
I hope he does, because definitely he deserves it. He's the kind of quality artist that would deserve automatic qualification, especially because of his continuous contribution to Eurovision. But
Yes.
I really need to see him perform with all of the right technical requirements of a Eurovision stage to actually make a sense of what the song is, because right now I remember the song, I remember the staging, but I see so much potential to develop that I don't think I can give a clear answer to where the song is now and compared to where the song is going to be. So it would be a disservice for me if I would say, based on this song, if he's going to qualify or not. So based on the potential of the song, he will qualify.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. The song has a lot of potential. Live performance was not so great, no, in Moldova, but yeah, we have a different production in May, so I think he will do better there, like for sure. And then I think he will qualify, even though the semifinals very hard, but
Mm-hmm.
I like it because ethnic songs usually always work. You saw it
Mm-hmm.
last year, so I think he will make it. Now we come to the next song, and that's Iceland. I think it was decided 1 or 2 hours after Moldova. So we have Delia with the
Mm-hmm.
song Power. And Delia is the winner of Söngvakeppnin. She chose the English version because I think at Söngvakeppnin you always have to bring an Icelandic version and an English version, and she decided to sing the English version. It's very powerful. Do you like the song?
I like the performance more than the song at the moment. Like, I love her charisma of her on stage, just like kicking the smoke. And I think it's very interesting to see how one person can do so much for a stage that's completely empty but full with smoke. And her presence and her charisma is her best selling point.
I absolutely agree. For me, the song doesn't really do anything. I have it quite low in my list, I have to say. The performance was great. She brings so much energy. It was so energetic, powerful. I mean, the title is Power. It makes sense that it's really powerful on stage. But wow, she has a great stage presence. She was all alone on stage, and she's quite young as well, I think. I think she was born in 2002. So, wow, big
Mhm.
respect for that. Yeah, I think she could do well with that performance, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's very relatable. The lyrics of her song, again, I'm big into lyrics. Their situations. It's a situation where we've all been through. Like suddenly you feel like someone has dropped you from their love, and but you stand up with the power. Like that moment doesn't define her. That she has the power. Like it's her choice, and there's nothing he can do to this, like he suddenly doesn't have a space in her life anymore. It's her, like her decision, or something like
Mm.
that. So I think the lyrics are definitely very relatable, and the younger generations, if they like music, like lyric writing as much as I do, they can totally relate to this song.
Yeah, and it's in English, so everyone is able to
Hmm.
understand it and understand the lyrics. So maybe that's really good that she decided to sing in English here.
Hmm.
And that song is in the second semifinal, first half. I think it's good for her
Hmm.
because I think the second semifinal is a bit weaker, so she has more chances to qualify to the final. What do
Hmm.
you think?
I'm always, I never get it right with Iceland, to be honest, because I didn't think last year they would qualify, but they did.
They are
Uh,
really unpredictable.
yeah, yeah, they're very. It's hard to predict with them. For me, as of now, I don't think she's going to qualify, but it really depends
Mm,
on the country that follows her or that precedes her. Because I
yes.
don't think the qualification is on their hands solidly at this point.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, I think she was the fan favorite from Iceland from all the entries we had at Söngvakeppnin, but probably mostly because of the performance, because the songs maybe not the best,
Hmm.
not for Eurovision maybe.
Hmm.
Performance was great, so I'm also not sure if she can qualify. She has the chance to qualify because she's great on stage, but song-wise, I'm not sure how the people are gonna vote. But then
Hmm.
again, we have televoting only, so that might be good for her. Guess we
Hmm.
will have to find out.
Yeah.
And now we come to the last song already, and that is a big one. That is Serbia. So we have
Wow.
Luke Black with Samo mi se spava.
I like it better when I dream. Želim zauvek da spavam. Da svet gori. I just wanna close my eyes and just get it over with.
Yes, that is certainly a very interesting choice. He won Pesma Save Eurovisio. He was a fan favorite as well. Do you like the song? What do you think?
I actually like. I think the song is really interesting. I like it.
Mm,
I think I know they compared it to Hatari, and I completely see that. It's like the melody is a watered down version of Hatari, but it's way more approachable than Hatari. It's more pleasant. It's easier to digest than Hatari, and Samo Mrs. Pava is quite easy to vocalize, so everyone in Europe can sing along. And I liked the performance very much. I thought it was. I'm not sure if you saw in Benidorm Fest Megara the performance.
Yeah, I watch it all.
Yeah, it's about also like plugging and unplugging people and zombies, and
Mhm.
it's very interesting how so many songs can relate to this topic of plugging and unplugging and what the society is doing.
Mm,
It's if it's such a general common topic, then there must be something there that society is actually
yeah,
doing.
definitely. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's a very interesting song, also stands out again. I think the song title in English is I'm Just Tired. So
Mm,
many people can relate to that song, I think, especially during the dark winter time. We're all tired. So he's 30 already. He looks so much younger, I think. But no, I think he was doing great on stage. He had the best performance, I think. There were so many amazing songs in the Serbian national final. He was
mm,
not even my winner, but he did great. And it's a song for Eurovision, in my
mm,
opinion, because it's something completely different. Like we have Finland this year, the Kadia. He's also so different with so many different genres. In Serbia as well. I'm not even sure if this is one genre or if it also mixed up many different genres because it's so interesting. And the title "Summer Means Baba" is stuck on my head the whole time. I had it in my head the whole day. I was singing along. I mean, the final was last night, so it's
mm.
already recent. But wow, there's so much potential.
There is, and it's very interesting what you say that this year there are many countries mixing genres. I
Mhm.
think not commercially is not the right word, but voting wise, that is very smart. But the fact that everyone came up with the same idea is going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But
I think we have the same with the rock bands this year. It's
mhm,
so weird. Like 2 years ago, we had the years of the silver dresses. This year,
mhm.
it's the rock bands. It's so weird. In 2005, we had the year of the drums. I feel like there's a theme for every year, not officially, but
Yeah,
somehow it is.
yeah, but this isn't it fascinating how different nations come with the same idea? Like there must be something in everyone's subconscious
Mm,
after like watching the last year edition that everyone just comes up with the same idea that's different from last year, but everyone happens to come with the same conclusion. That is why Eurovision is so fascinating for me.
yeah, it's super fascinating and also so random. But at the same time, it's not random at all.
Mhm.
So maybe it's like trending, but then again, it's not really trending. It's so confusing. I'm always so confused when I see that happening. We had like 5 bands, then we had 6 bands and 7 bands. I think now we have 8 bands. It's so funny to see. But I love it though. It's still so diverse. We have so many different genres. And Serbia, wow, the performance. I think he really likes video games in his real personal life as well. You
Mhm.
could tell by the performance. I think it was like enemy defeated and then the big monster and the
Yeah.
on the graphics. So he maybe related it as well to his personal life. So that was very interesting to see. And
Mhm.
then yeah, the people in front, like we had with Finland with the cha-cha-cha dancers.
Mhm.
Also kind of similar, not really similar though, but it was really fitting to the song. I think it was great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's 5 people on stage, two and two dancers, and like four robots and one, and like the
Mm,
main controller. So
yes.
that's a very good comparison. That's a very good comparison. I like that.
So he will perform in the first semi-final in the first half, the difficult semi again. Yay! What do you think? Will he do well?
Yes, I think he's already a fan favorite. I Everything we've posted about Serbia has crazy views, so I'm not even worried that he is not qualifying. If he doesn't qualify, hell will break loose.
Yeah, it's the same with Loreen and Serene right now. If she's not winning Malfast, oh my god, people are going crazy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find out next week. But I do agree with you. I think he's gonna qualify. There's so much potential in that song and in the performance. He's an artist. It's very artistic,
Mhm.
edgy, but kind of relatable at the same time. So I think people will be able to understand that song. So
Mhm.
I think he is gonna qualify for sure. Yeah, he's a fan favorite. He's in every top 10th of the fans, the official ones, in the odds as well, I think. So I think he would do well. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I love how Serbia always, again, brings something different, but something that performs really, really well. Like
Yes,
we
like
had Hurricane, we had Constructa, and now we have Look Black. It, Serbia seems to have uh, found different formulas that are not the typical formulas, but they always work.
yes, definitely. And as you mentioned Hurricane, have you watched the new Hurricane performance this year? Because we had Hurricane back, but with three new girls,
Hmm.
because the old girls are not there anymore, the contract ended. And I think it was very interesting to see. I think performance-wise, they were lacking a bit of energy in
Hmm.
comparison to the other girls, but the vocals were so much better. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. I've seen the girls perform, and I've heard the song, and I think the fact that Hurricane is a contract based band, it's a little heartbreaking.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe the producers are friends with Leonardo DiCaprio, that when the girls turn 25, it's time to get new ones.
Who
Um,
knows?
but it makes the whole feeling less authentic, if you
Mm.
want my opinion. But if the vocals are great, it just feels like they are prepared to, like they've been shaped for this role.
Oh, yes,
and
definitely.
and
Yeah.
it there's a lack of authenticity, so it's hard to connect, especially knowing that they will be replaced in a couple of years. It's it's like,
Mhm.
what, like,
It's a bit weird,
it's a bit
yes.
weird. And you you get fond of performers. That's why you are like, it's my favorite artist, or I love this song of this album that they did, because you also associate a face and an artist to a moment of your life. That is what music does. And if you're going to replace that artist eventually, it's just, what am I even like? Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You are more reticent to pour your heart into a song, into liking a song, or investing your emotions into a song, I would say. At least I would.
Yeah, I think Hurricane is a project. The old girls, I think they did not want to renew the contract because they wanted to follow their solo careers. So I
Hmm.
think it was their choice actually. But I think they should have changed the name at least from Hurricane to something else.
Hmm.
Because, as you said, it feels a bit weird to follow them. They are just there producing songs. The producer stayed the same. I think it's still Nemanja.
Hmm.
But still, it's completely weird. Yes, I do agree on that. So now we have talked about all the six songs, and I want to know, do you have a favorite out of the six songs?
If I have to choose out of the six songs, I would say Lord of the Lost,
Mhm. Good
because
choice.
it's just so bizarre. And I think it's going to improve so much in a Eurovision stage. I've no doubt about their performance capabilities. They're going to be really good live, because
Mm.
they have a big name. I think they have like 70,000 followers on social media, which, like, for me, proves they are legit, and like people like their performances. I think just that the microphone, like Chris's microphone, was like slightly higher than
Mhm.
the musical track on the national performance, but with good sound engineering, and with a lot of pyro, I think the song is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's gonna blow up for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I think for me it's Germany, Moldova, and Serbia. But I think my overall favorite from those six is Moldova with Soa de la Chiluna.
Hmm.
I just like ethnic bangers, and this is amazing. This has everything I need. So I really hope he can improve his performance live in Liverpool, and then I'm sure he's gonna qualify. Yeah,
Hmm.
really excited for that one. So now I want to know, as we talk about Eurovision in general this year, what is your top five? Do you have a top five?
Ooh, yes, yes, I do. So my top five is top, well, in this order from first to last.
Hmm.
Norway, sorry, no. Finland, Norway, Croatia,
Ooh,
Czech Republic, and Australia.
great choices. I love that. I'm really surprised about Croatia, though I did not know that. Like,
You
why do
know,
you like it? How
um,
comes?
because I didn't like it. Like when it first came out, I didn't like
Yeah.
it. But uh, I've spent this week so many hours painting. And you know, when you get into the painting zone and you're with a painting brush doing
Yeah.
something super like traditional, and suddenly Croatia comes and it goes to the bridge when
Oh wow, I love
see
that one.
it's, and I blast the music and it's so operatic and theatrical and I'm painting and I'm like, wow.
I love that so much.
It's like
Yeah,
it hypes me. It really hypes me.
mhm. I actually like the song as well. I know many people hate it,
Mhm.
but it's not in my bottom five. It's actually my 10th place, I think. So I do like it as well. I also like the message. Well, we will see if there will be any problems in Eurovision, but I
Mhm.
don't think so because they are not like speaking all the words they want to say. So
Mhm.
it's really well wrapped, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it is an important message, but also for the song itself, it's so interesting, especially in the beginning, like when he's singing Mama Cupila Tractora, and then suddenly there's this point where so many genres are mixing. I think it's
Mhm.
because it should showcase the war because of all the different things that happen, and
Mhm.
that's the same in the song. That's so interesting. That's really creative, I think. And there's so much happening in that song,
Yeah.
and they are icons in Croatia. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be very interesting. And they are
Mhm.
also really interesting to interview. I think you will interview them probably as well, so have
Yeah.
fun.
Thank
They
you. Thank you.
thank you.
And how was the experience for you? Like their English was good and
Well, it was interesting. And I'm sure they're very nice people. I was talking to the lead singer first. I was doing the interview, but then the cameraman forgot to record.
it has happened
So
to all of us. Don't worry.
good. So I left the stage. I was slightly pissed. I was not saying anything, but I was like, ah, shit. And then I was waiting for the press conference, and afterwards I went onto stage again because I needed that interview. I needed the winner interview. So I told the camera again, man, again, okay, you have to film this one. So I did not want to talk to the same person again, to the lead singer. His English was good though.
Mhm.
So I was talking to the guitarist, I think, and one of the others on the left hand side, I think. The English was okay, I would say.
Mhm.
I think they did not really understand me. So I was asking like really stupid questions so
Mhm.
that they could understand me. They were grammatically really wrong. I think you can
Okay.
see on the YouTube video, but I think they understood me then.
Mhm.
They seemed really insecure though. They were really quiet. They were not really loud when speaking, but they can understand English, so you can definitely talk to them. Yeah,
Ooh,
and they're really nice.
that's fantastic. That's
Yeah,
fantastic. I think it's very important to have a song that speaks about the current events of the world.
yeah,
And it's good that it's not Ukraine doing it because then it's so much in
yes,
your
yes.
face. So I also think that because of that, actually, I think that Ukraine this year is going to give 12 points to Croatia and 10 points to the Czech Republic.
Oh yeah, I can see that coming. I'm not even sure about Czech Republic because there were some issues in the beginning because one of the band members is Russian and some Ukrainians were not happy about that. But then again, she's so anti-Russia, she's
Hmm.
pro-Ukrainian,
She
so
she can't
I
help
don't
where
think
she's been born.
exactly, yeah. So they would be completely dumb if that's the reason.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can see that coming as well. Definitely Croatia if they understand the message. I'm not sure how they are showcasing it on stage, like Croatia, because they can't do it too obvious. But yeah, we
Yeah,
were going for that.
I don't think he can have Lenin written in his forehead, even if he changed the syllables.
They should not do that. Maybe I think they will keep the Rockets on stage.
Hmm.
I was asking them if they're gonna do a revamp, and they said probably not. So I think the song is gonna stay the same. But yeah, I think they are gonna change some things. But I think the costumes are staying the same. They also confirmed that. So not sure about the Lenin thing. Maybe they will keep it after all, but
I
we
don't.
will see.
I think Eurovision will like put a halt on that one because that's
Probably.
very obvious.
Yeah, definitely. But do you think they will qualify? Because they are not even in the final yet. We're talking like they're in the final.
Yeah.
They have
Yes, I think they will qualify because
to.
they're also falling on the parody entry on like the troll entries, and we don't have many this year. I think that's the only one so far.
Yes, I think so too.
So
Yeah.
and it's televote only.
Yeah, that's good
So
for
the casual viewer likes to troll the Euro fans also.
them.
So
Yes.
yeah, I think we will see Croatia in the final.
I think so too. I mean, the jury would absolutely tank them, I think, but there are no jury. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it to the final,
Mhm.
and they could be quite high in the final as well. So top 15 maybe.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Is Ukraine in their final?
Ukraine.
Yeah. Oh no, that's
They're in
stupid.
the
Of
final,
course.
yes.
Yeah. Ukraine is in the final, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean
was
Croatia probably as well, but
yeah. I was thinking if Ukraine would vote in that semi-final or not.
oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so now I have two more really random questions for you
Okay.
before we wrap this up. So, do you have any unpopular opinions about a song, a Eurovision song in general? Is there a song you love that's not a fan favorite, maybe, and didn't do well at Eurovision?
I have an unpopular opinion about a song that won.
Okay. Spill
Uh,
the tea.
why did Azerbaijan win Eurovision with Running
About you?
Scared? Why did
Oh,
Azerbaijan win Eurovision with Running Scared? That song there was
yeah.
absolutely no chemistry between Nikki and Eldar. I've met Eldar outside, like this past Eurovision. He was in
Mm.
Turin and he's a lovely guy, but
Oh,
let's talk what it is what it is. There was absolutely no chemistry between Eldar and Nikki, and the Nikki or the singers were off key, and the song for me was quite anticlimactic, and I still don't know why they won.
yeah, I get that. It's my least favorite winner, probably of all time. I still don't understand how they won. I don't want to be rude or anything. It's probably objectively not a bad song, but
Mhm.
it's not a winner. I
Yeah.
mean, they could qualify, okay, but winning, they were. I mean, I know 2011 is not the strongest year, but they had some good options. I
Mhm.
personally love Sweden with Popular.
Oh yes,
I know many people don't like the cheesy lyrics, but I think it's a great
that was
song.
my favorite that year. I voted for Popular,
Same,
and
yes.
also
That was
developed a crush for Eric Sade for like the following
oh,
years.
yeah, he was handsome.
Yeah, and I listened to his catalog outside the Eurovision
Mhm.
and Melody Festival, and so yeah.
Yeah, no, he's great. I was hoping he would win. I was
Mhm.
surprised about Azerbaijan, but okay, it is what it is. It's more than 12 years ago.
Mhm.
So, yes. And do you have a favorite Eurovision country?
That's really a good question. I've always been really a fan of Ukraine.
Hmm, interesting. They are always doing very well at Eurovision, yeah.
Because I really liked Green Jolly with Razom Nasbahato. I love
Oh, so underrated.
I know, right? Those were my favorites that year. I
Mhm.
really liked Tina Carol,
Oh,
obviously Annie Lorak,
mm-hmm.
and the early 2000s, the 2000s and 2010 of Ukraine. I think it was really, really great. I didn't like Yamala that much, to be honest. I understand why she
Neither.
won, but
Yes,
I didn't connect with the performance. Probably
same.
being from the south of Spain, and I was still living in Spain at that point, it was a part of history I couldn't relate to
Mm.
emotionally, but I understand why it had to, like why it won and why how many countries would relate to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think same for me. Shady Lady is one of my all-time favorite bangers.
Yeah.
I have to listen to it at every Euro club. If they are not playing it, I'm mad. It's
Mm.
such a danceable bob. And Razonas Bahatu, wow, yes, it plays very low, I think. But for
Mhm.
the Ukrainians, it was such an important song because of Orange Revolution. So they could really stand behind their entry. And they were all singing along in the audience. I remember that. It was a great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Norway, I really like Norway in Eurovision.
Yes, Norway. Yeah, especially in the 2000s. I
Yeah.
loved them. Wigwam.
Wigwam, I was actually thinking Wigwam because I
Oh,
remember like him like having
I love it.
the orange
Orange Revolution flag as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
in tied to the microphone stand. Yeah,
yeah.
that
It's
was
actually my favorite year ever,
mhm.
2005. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that was great.
yeah. I think for me it's Greece. I love their
Oh
entries,
yeah.
especially in the thousands as well. They had so many bobs, and in the 90s they had more ethnic songs with very famous artists. So love Greece and Italy, of course. They're always serving quality. I love the language as well. Songs are so
Hmm.
classy, like Sanremo in general. So yeah, those two favorites.
Yeah.
Those two countries are my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, Italy is really great. The fact that they have to go through Sanremo is a perfect filter.
Mhm. Definitely, yeah. And Sanremo is always so elegant, so classy,
Mm-hmm.
whole Italian.
Mm-hmm.
They are all watching it. It's amazing to see. I don't know if you checked Spotify, but after Sanremo, all the Sanremo songs were in the top 50 of Italy's Spotify. So, wow, that's an impact.
That is an impact. I think Spain is trying to create their own Sanremo with the
Oh,
Benidorm
that's
Fest,
awesome.
but it's years before we can reach the quality
Yeah,
and the elegance.
maybe you will one
Yeah.
day.
But that's the thing, it's the elegance of Sanremo. Sanremo embodies an elegance that very few countries can compare to. It's more casual. Their national finals, like the style is casual, maybe not is not the word, but also vulgar is not the word. There's like Sanremo is in a different elevation, let's put it this way.
All right, I would say we wrap it up because we've been here for an hour. So,
Ooh.
thank you so much for being here, Clara. It was a pleasure to talk to you. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me here, and I love discussing Eurovision with you.
Yes, always. And thank you all for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to follow us on our other social medias. We have Twitter, we have TikTok as well now, Instagram, of course, YouTube, as you probably know, and of course, this podcast. So stick around with us. Next week, we are going to follow the last songs that got released. I think it's Sweden and it's Portugal. And then we have a few internals like Israel, for example, and Armenia. So stay tuned. I'm really excited. And yes, thank you so much for listening and goodbye.
Bye.